down here to the front row. And I look forward to this every Sunday, not just for you, but whoever there may be. Also, one of our former lambs, I forgot to mention his name, Cayman Hubbard's birthday is today. I think last Sunday Andy told me he would be 15 today. So he's really growing up. I'm going to be looking at a passage of Scripture with the adults. While you're in Fun Church, we're going to be talking. Jesus slipped off. He sneaked off. We'd say in Alabama, he snuck off. I don't know if snuck's a word, but we use it a lot. He sneaked off. He snuck off all by himself so that he could just be alone with God, his Father. It was very important to Jesus. It's very important to me and you. Now, boy, you do a lot of things, don't you? School, family, dance, gymnastics, soccer, piano, tumbling. Oh my, a little bit of everything. But even at your age, I don't know where, if you have a habit of sneaking off, maybe you go to your bedroom and shut the door. Sometimes when it's the only place people can escape, they go to the bathroom or get in the shower. Or I like to go sit out in my car. I go to the park sometime. I get to where I can't go in the park at the park. I used to just go to there's a park that Carice used to play ball at. I used to go there all the time. Now, when you get to be my age, you say, it's kind of like, sound like my grandma. What if I go there if I die? They'll never find me. Or if I go to some place like that, I say, I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be all by myself. So if I don't show up in a couple hours, send out a search party. So I used to didn't do that. This is a trick that I made several years ago, and it kind of talks about being on. You know, I've got a scarf inside here. It's a black scarf. It's in a water bottle, and I've got a tube here. Do you know what? When this tube began its life, do you know what it had inside of it?
Pringles.
Probably Pringles or potato chips or something like that.
Yeah.
And even you know, they're all alone there in the nursery, but we can still see them. It's kind of like this. If you're up in your bedroom, somebody knows that you're there. They might even be able to see you through the window of the door or whatever. This requires a lot of sleight of hand. But it's like this scarf that had to go find a place where it could be alone. Just a little silk handkerchief. I'm going to put it right there. Now, the important thing, let me put the lid on here, is understanding that sometimes we need to be quiet. Sometimes, be quiet.
She doesn't want to be quiet.
That kind of
Perfect
noise
timing.
is good noise.
Perfect time.
Learn that it's good to be with your friends, with family, and a lot of noise, a lot of commotion, but it's very, very important. If you're going to be healthy in many regards, I'm just going to put this down in there, like that, upside down, with the lid on, put the lid here. It's very important to be able to be alone. To be able to be alone with our thoughts and to be, you don't have to take her out. I heard a preacher one time said, he said, you don't have to take that baby out. He's not bothering me. And then Mama said, well, you're wearing the stew out of him. And so that's the way it happens sometimes. Learn the importance and the value of secret places, private places. You know, there's a wonderful movie. Have you ever seen a movie called The Secret Garden? Have you ever heard of that? You ought to see that. That's a good children's movie. And watch. Learn how to, when people look around and say, well, where's Avery? Where's Addison? Well, they're upstairs reading, or they're taking a nap. You know, what I needed to do for this trip was to figure out a way to make this scarf, this little silk handkerchief. There are lots of ways of doing this, but I had to think of a way of making it disappear, because that's important in the trip. Lots of different ways of doing that and using different equipment. And sometimes that's the most difficult part of having an alone time. How am I going to disappear? Watch. How am I going to disappear? How am I going to get away? What am I going to do? Without someone saying, hey, come here, or what are you doing, or where you at? You know, would you do this for me? We've got to figure out a way. And sometimes that's the most creative part. Sometimes that's the most difficult part of learning to be away, learning to get away. And it's important to get away from the noise, all the color and the lights, the electronics. See? Learning how to get away. Finding that place. For Christians, it means getting alone with God. Quiet time. Okay? Sometimes people don't like themselves. They don't like me. And I don't like what I'm thinking. I don't like when it's only me. You've got to learn to love yourself and to like yourself. And you've got to learn how to be alone with yourself without feeling like you're with a bad person or someone that you don't like hanging out with. Become your best friend. All right? Think about that. That's a lot to think about. Okay, you can go back and sit with your folks.